These are Rock Sound's top 10 songs of 2022. It's been another huge year for music with loads of exciting new artists and the return of a few legends too. So let's round up 10 of the biggest rock anthems from the last 12 months. First up, Blink-182 reunited with Tom DeLonge for their first new music together since the 2012 Dogs Eating Dogs EP. With a new album and a world tour set for 2023, fans and fellow musicians were delighted to see the trio back once again. And this fun pop-punk tune was the perfect way for the guys to announce their return. On the release, Mark Hoppus said, "We did it. Blink-182 is back together, people. It's happening. Tom's back. Man, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. That was a burden to carry that secret for so long." Next, Waterparks launched their Red era back in May with the track Funeral Grey. Incredibly catchy and already a live favourite, it was the first taste of the upcoming new album Intellectual Property. Frontman Austin Knight told us about the writing process and how the song fits into the album as a whole.
At the end of the day, that is still the first stuff that any of us really loved. You know what I mean? As far as music that we've found on our own, Good Charlotte, Green Day, Blink, all that stuff. So at the end of the day, there's gonna be that root in there. You know what I mean? That part of that's part of that foundation. And then I wanted to try and move forward, move past it. And now it kind of feels like we have a more bird's eye view of what each or how each sound works and how to make perfect pieces. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what Funeral Grey is, and some of the other stuff too.
Palaye Royale's fourth album, Fever Dream, was released this year, and the epic title track summed up everything this band is about, with massive guitar solos, a huge sing-along chorus, and a stunning-looking music video to go along with it. Here's what Remington, Sebastian, and Emerson had to say about putting it all together. So it's feels like it's a little bit of everything you guys have done wrapped up in that one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
I think having the time to work on it was necessary, because being on tour and doing the albums that way it was so quick. But having that chance to work on something for a year and a half or something like that, it was the ability to just go full psychopath on it with Chris Gariotti. We were just a bunch of kooks making music.
The man, the myth, the legend.
No, I think that's the thing though. This is the first album that embodies the three of us on every track. It's not this is more of Remington's kind of song, more of my kind of genre. All of it is, we're proud of every track on it, which is the first time in our career.
The best way you can explain it is it's Palaye Royale.
Yeah.
That's the best way you can.
Also returning this year was PVRIS, with Lingun dropping 2 new singles, including Animal, a distorted bass-heavy banger. It should go down a storm with crowds on her upcoming UK tour dates. Here's what Lynn told us about working on it backstage at When We Were Young Festival in Las Vegas.
So both songs I had wrote about a year ago, a little over a year ago. Wow. So Animal, I worked with Kay Flay on that. She was co-writer on it.
She's so great.
We just did a session over Zoom with JT.
Right.
And the song flew right out, and
wow.
We were like, cool, here we go.
Yeah, it's as easy as that, really. In the world of pop punk, State Champs and Neck Deep joined forces once more as Ben Barlow provided guest vocals on Everybody But You. Taken from Champ's excellent album Kings of the New Age, it came with a party-themed music video, and as the guys told us, working together was as easy and as fun as you would expect.
It was a fun song. It wasn't I had to get super deep on it. The verse I wrote, I could just there's the reference the at the party singing part of me. It was just a nice little self-roast. And I think one that fans, as well, it was a cool one for fans, because fans know how friendly we are. And I think it meant a lot to fans just that I was featured on the song. And then also there's these little in-jokes and stuff. So,
we have a new contender for best live song of a live performance for us, which is Everybody But You, thankfully.
Yeah.
Thanks to the new record and thanks to Kings of the New Age. So
let's go. We definitely knew it was a hit, but hearing it go over as the loudest song in the set was just confirmation that it is absolutely a smash hit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nova Twins have had an incredible year with MOBO Award and Mercury Prize nominations and the massive single Choose Your Fighter, taken from their second album Supernova. We caught up with Amy and Georgia backstage at Slam Dunk Festival this summer to find out more about it. Supernova is on the way. I love album titles. I've got to always ask people about album titles. Why did you decide that's what sums up this particular collection?
Supernova, we named it last, so we had all the body of work, and we're thinking It was between two names. One was really dark and one was Supernova. And we just thought this album represents so much like uplifting and empowerment. So we just wanted people to feel like Supernova is such like a ball of energy and like triumph. So, and we, of course, we would have used Supernova eventually. Like it works.
After a long time away, Pierce the Veil returned in 2022 with the huge and heavy sound of Past the Nirvana, the first single taken from the forthcoming album The Jaws of Life. After a massive year that saw King for a Day find a new audience via TikTok, the guys explained to us why this song was the perfect way for them to step back into the spotlight.
We wanted to put something out first that was like felt confident, you know, and you know, a little kick to the sternum or maybe to the door or whatever, you know, but some sort of kick.
Whatever like shocks you but doesn't like hurt you, you know. We don't want to hurt anybody. We just want to be like, wake up.
I think Past Nirvana has like a bit of like a 90s-ish feel to it, and I you know, kind of going into a world of guitar riffs and sounds that are things that we've never tried before, and kind of trying to find a bit of power in simplicity and stuff like that. I think that Past Nirvana is a good example of that, of you know, nobody's shredding at any moment, but the song feels good to us and feels powerful, so that's kind of what we're going for.
Next up, Motionless in White keep going from strength to strength, with new album Scoring the End of the World hitting number 12 on the Billboard 200 back in June, and the single Masterpiece became their first song to hit number 1 on the US mainstream rock airplay chart. Frontman Chris Motionless talked the success of that song and why it has connected so well with a wider audience.
These types of songs are the songs that have done the best for us. So even though I thought Cyberhex was like the one and the first one and everything like that, Masterpiece actually fits into the category of what I just keep referring to as our bread and butter, you know, like it's what people like the most. And it's showing because it's outperforming Cyberhex in every way, which is, you know, again, more ammo for the Motionless isn't heavy anymore canon, you know, like, well, yes, we are, but we also aren't at the same time in different ways, and people like that too. So it was really cool to put that out and show both sides of the record like that.
Paramore made their comeback this year after an extended hiatus, releasing the title track of new album This Is Why. With a shout-along chorus and a big danceable beat, it was the perfect next step for the band, and came with a striking new music video directed by Turnstile frontman Brandon Yates. On the song itself, Hayley Williams said, "This Is Why was the very last song we wrote for the album. To be honest, I was so tired of writing lyrics, but Taylor convinced Zach and I both that we should work on this last idea. What came out of it was the title track for the whole album. It summarizes the plethora of ridiculous emotions, the roller coaster of being alive in 2022, having survived even just the last 3 or 4 years." Finally, the biggest rock moment of the year for so many of us was the return of My Chemical Romance. New single The Foundations of Decay arrived out of nowhere back in May, their first new music since Fake Your Death from the 2014 Greatest Hits album May Death Never Stop You. Produced by Doug McKean with Gerard Way and Ray Toro, the 6-minute epic power ballad headed straight to the top of the UK rock and metal charts. And it was used as the set opener for their live shows, performed for the very first time at Cornwall's Eden Project as they began their much-anticipated reunion tour. So that's 10 of our favourites from this past year, but what were your choices? Let us know down in the comments below. That's your Roxanne News Update. I've been James Wilson Taylor. We will see you again soon.